Welcome to Dr. Jester Rants! And apparently I'm gonna have to rant some more because games journalists doesn't seem to stop doing something stupid. Look, this is pretty much on par. Let's see. So far, the companies that I've seen to be doing this, at least from what I've been made aware of, is Kotaku, IGN, and now, welcome to bullshit, TechRaptor. Remember when this website used to be good? Yes, I do remember. I used to go here almost religiously in 2017, 16, 17. But I think 2018, but I stopped. I immediately stopped and took it out of my bookmarks when they started to purge the website of pro Gamergate articles or even articles debunking the bullshit that the Polygon, Kotaku, IGN, and other websites would peddle against Gamergate. And it was a huge shit show in Kotaku in action and things like that. People were definitely mad, but fast forward to January, February, more or less, give or take, 2021, and I decided, okay, maybe they've improved. Let's go and check them out. And that's what I did. I think I used the website to cover 1 or 2 articles on my videos, and I think that's about it. And I thought, hey, maybe they improved, maybe they did that, But no, I was wrong. They are now back to the naughty list, and not in the good, giggity naughty list. It's on the very bad, you terrorist supporters list. Here it is. TechRaptor supporting Palestinian civilians in need. There's no need for me to read this bullshit and absolutely retarded claims. No, maybe there is. Let me debunk some of them. At least you can even research it yourself as well. Civilians are left without access to clean water, electricity, and shelter. There is a reason. Israel gives for free so much to the West Bank and Gaza clean and filtered potable water. Yes, and remember, it's not easy or cheap water. Some of the water has to be desalinated. Even the Israeli civilians use that same water because there's not many rivers in Israel. Electricity, yes, power is provided for free. For I actually think 95% to 90% of Gaza power is provided for free by Israel. The same thing is done to West Bank or Judea and Samaria. Shelter. Well, they do have shelter. They do have buildings. They have 13, 10-story high buildings. The problem is, and it begins with the fact that Hamas actually uses the entire region, the entire city, as a way to launch rockets out to stage their military attack against Israel. You wanna know why? Because then Israel is hard-pressed, or definitely their hands are tied. In this case, because they need to call the people to evacuate, tell them, insist them to leave the place. Then there is the fact that they need to launch warning shots. Obviously, the terrorists will then flee, but at least the weapons that they store in those regions, or the place they use to launch the rockets, might be destroyed, because those are sometimes not easily movable. And Israel goes and does that because if Israel goes and kills a civilian what's the exact word I'm looking for? Side casualties? No. I had the tip of my tongue. Okay, I'm searching my brain and coming up blank. I think you know what I mean. When they do that, when they get those civilians killed, Hamas can then do it and use those deaths, yes, as propaganda. And not counting only on the fact that those rockets are so badly made that they also blow up when they launch, killing everyone around them. And who Hamas blames? Israel and the media and morons like this, the TechRaptor or Kotaku or IGN, then goes on and blame Israel for it. Or when the rockets misfire and fall short, instead of killing Israeli civilians, they fall short killing Gazan civilians. Do these people care? No. They are all about funding terrorism. Many have been wounded, killed as Israel rains down bombs in Gaza area. Devastating people and places who have no direct ties to the current conflict. Such as worldwide news organizations covering the events in the area, like the Associated Press or Al Jazeera. Well, there is a reason why that building had to come down. If you morons, yes, Associated Press and Al Jazeera, if you morons didn't let Hamas use it to plan, to have kind of like their headquarters and places for them to plan their attacks on Israel, you wanna have had your building destroyed. You imbecilic cocksuckers, morons. Jesus Christ. It's like I'm talking to children. A few fraud situations. That the dispute between Palestine and Israel with decades of conflict between them. There is a real humanitarian crisis as people are getting bombed out of their homes, out of the streets, and for peaceful protests. Peaceful protests. Let me put it this way. Crap. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go and search for it again, but suffice to say, they're not quite that peaceful. Look, if this happens in America, trust me, it's actually much, much worse elsewhere. Let's see if I'm not doxing myself in this. At least you're muted, you little shits. God, I hate those autoplay videos. Don't you hate that too? You listen to music, you want to read a quick news or something like that, and then the video pops up and it scares the shit out of you. Until you actually either find the news because you actually had it load up, or... Anyway, here it is. From Yahoo News, which is in fact CBS, Los Angeles. Police investigate possible Jewish hate crime attack at Beverly Grove restaurant. They attacked the Jews in there, you know, those BLM and Antifa and, well, in general, anti-Semite morons, then attacked the Jews in there. He's a strong, but it says he's physically attacked when he tried to defend the group and that the professor used cussing at the Jewish people. He says he later on went to hospital because he was pepper sprayed during the incident. So if this happens in America, trust me, it's happening much worse elsewhere in other parts of the world. Germany is even prohibiting not even one single attack at synagogues is being allowed. Sorry, I think my cat wants to go out. But they are my cat is kind of having a bit of a fight with the neighbor cat, with another cat. And he has been pretty adamant in having to go past San Martin's territory, and I'm not willing to let him go out right now because I cannot keep my eye on him. Otherwise, he spots the neighborhood cat and goes after it. I do not know if it's a female or it's a male cat. It's a Persian-looking cat. You know, the ones with it's kind of like they grab the cat and use the plank and hit it on the face. You know, those... Yes. Anyway, where was I? This isn't a new situation, but it's one that has become increasingly more dire in recent weeks. How dare Israel defend itself? Well, much of the world watches in horror and wonders what can be done. One thing we as people can do is help promote a few charities. Sorry, just because two of them may be linked to funneling money to Hamas, that doesn't mean you shouldn't donate. Casualty in the region and to provide support to those who are hurt and displaced on the ways in need. As an outlet, TechRaptor feels it's important to not only share stories about the games we all love, but also to use our growing voice to help provide support to those in need. And while we can't all be in the region to lend physical support. So, you want to practically go and support terrorism? Are you shitting me? I'm pretty sure that many of the people who show support who wrote this on TechRaptor will be killed the moment they get in Gaza. Anyway, we can provide the necessary resources to those who can, especially funding rockets. TechRaptor has donated to the Palestinian Children for relief funds disposed, and we want others to join us. To make a contribution to one of the following charities up in the area and the Palestinian people. Well, now comes the little bit of a pickle. Let me put it this way. Palestine Children's Relief Fund, Islamic Relief. Those two I'm going to focus right. Well, before I focus on those, I want to make sure you focus on this. This is an agency separate from the United Nations, agency that deals with refugees, which is different from the Palestinian. Why is there? There are two agencies, one specific for the Palestinians and one for the other refugees worldwide. Why is that? And the other agency from the United Nations actually manages to resettle all the other refugees elsewhere in other countries. They manage to get citizenship and things like that. And the citizenship, the work, etc. is passed on to the kids, and the refugee status is not heralded or given to the children. They are resettled successfully. But unlike the other one, which is United Nations Relief and Work Agency, which is dedicated only for the Palestinians. Somehow they managed to perpetuate the refugee status, passing on the refugee status to their kids, and the kids in following kids. And they do not even get a resettlement. Even more so, the Palestinian refugees in Lebanon, Syria, Jordan, etc. cannot get work, cannot buy property, cannot do anything. They cannot even vote. They cannot do anything. They are second-class citizens in all of those regions. Meanwhile, in Israel, they are full citizens. What in the fuck? Why would you do that? But now moving on to those two thingies. Here it is. God damn it. There you go. It's back. I highlighted the reason why. Here is the OFAC sanction lists: Palestinian Relief Fund, Development Relief Fund, Palestinian Relief Society, as well as they all fund terrorism and those charities. But this one is at least not directly from what I seen, but the Venmo is also talking about this. A Twitter account affiliated with the Students for Justice in Palestine's local chapter at the University of Illinois at Chicago instructed protection donors to the Palestinian Children's Relief Fund, a legitimate charity. Remember, you can be legitimate, like the Islamic Relief, but that doesn't mean you don't fund terrorism. To use the acronym PCRF, saying Venmo appeared to be blocking transactions mentioning the charity's full name. PCRF could immediately be reached for comment. This is from Insider, Business Insider. This is the same thing here. See, there you go. It's from May 18th. I couldn't find anything more than that, but it's no surprise that these organizations fund terrorism, because there's I think there are more charities dedicated to helping Palestinians than anything else in the world. Here is one example. Sanctions list. Palestine Development Relief Fund, Palestine Relief and Development Fund, Palestine Relief Fund, Palestine Aid and Support Fund, Palestinian Relief and Development Fund. It's the same one. Palestinian and Lebanon Relief Fund, PRDF, Relief and Development Fund for Palestine, Welfare and Development Fund for Palestine, Welfare and Development Fund of Palestine. Almost near where I used to live. All of those things are supposed to be charities to help Palestinians, but they are all funding terrorism. But, here's another example. There you go. Let's just put it out again, just so you guys know what I'm talking about. Islamic Relief. Yes, Islamic Relief has been involved No, I need to make... Islamic Relief has been involved in various projects in Palestine since 1997, totaling over 109 million in aid to form of food, medical relief, and orphan sponsorship. Right now, they are working on providing healthcare and helping displaced people in response to the current crisis. Ooh. Well, let's go and check it out. Ba-da-bum. In June 2014, Israel added Islamic Relief to the list of organizations banned from operating in Israel for allegedly funding Hamas. The charity's West Bank offices were raided and their computers were destroyed, files were confiscated, and an office safe was forcibly opened. Subsequently, in 15 November, United Arab Emirates placed Islamic Relief Fund on a list of proscribed organizations due to alleged links to Muslim Brotherhood. See, more dirt on the shit that it is. Everything. Poor kitty. I can't let him out. I have to finish the video first. The organization denies any links to the Muslim Brotherhood, but we all know they do that. Like the unindicted co-conspirator CARE that funds Hamas. Yeah. Barred the organization from any Rohingya people. And Cox's Bazar, the German government allege they have significant personal ties with the Muslim Brotherhood. So you know, they are actually funding terrorism. So basically, what you're doing here is definitely not something that anybody with a fucking grain of brain power can actually support. And look, this is for the US, more charities that are associated with Palestine and that they are notoriously funding or funneling money to Hamas. Look, Palestinian Relief Fund, Interpol-Palestinian Association in Austria. See, all those places are prohibited and they need to be condemned and attacked all the time because these people are supporting terrorism. Yeah, it's no surprise. It's no surprise you're doing that. Because most people who are anti-Israel, almost every single one of them, they might be somebody out of the list, but I have yet to find that person is avowed an anti-Semite. People are actually hiding their anti-Semitism behind attacking Israel. That's what they do. Let's see, anything else? Yes. Look at the comment section. They have received so far 2 condemnations. Two condemnations, not counting my condemnation. Let me put it here. As you can see, no, this is support for terrorism. Obviously, the people, the woke bastards are all about that. Anyway, here's what one said. Hey, you might be a little confused. We're supporting the civilians of Palestine, not the IDF. So are you telling me that the civilians of Palestine are not actually civilians but terrorists because Islamic Relief Fund is notoriously known to funnel money to Hamas, to terrorists? Fascinating. And even more so is PCRF, there you go, is also kind of dubious right now. And then this guy here also condemned them. And then the idiot here, the writer of the article, I think Rutledge, yeah, it's the writer of the article. He goes on and on about but there you go. And then another condemnation. People are not happy with this. Look, you're supposed to be a website out of politics. You're supposed to be a website to defend gamers and to talk about games, not about politics, about Israel and Palestine. It's none of those things. Sorry, because I had to get up, because when you lose weight, you have a lot of skin flab, and sometimes without you noticing it, you sit on top of one of your skin flaps, which is part of my left leg, and it's kind of dangly like this. So sometimes when you are not looking, you sit and it does this. And after a while, without you noticing, it starts to get painful. And now I have to reposition, lift the skin flap until I get the surgery out of that, so I can sit properly without pain. Ooh. Anyway, I think that's about it. So, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell button right down below, because that's exactly what you want to do. It's an order. Anyway, if you go... No, yeah. Fuck you, YouTube.com/Dr. Jester for current stuff, for spicy exclusive content. Go to BitChute.com/Dr. Jester or Minds.com/Dr. Jester for sometimes giggity naughty stuff. But no, only fans pages. It depends. Anyway, thank you for watching, and have a very good night.